So I was leaving work today and I saw this really, really interesting take on the new Superman movie that I wanted to discuss really quick. So basically what the take was saying was they find that the user who posted this on Twitter, right, had a very difficult time believing that in a world where metahumans have already existed for 300 years at this point and groups like the Justice Gang already exist, how can people look up to Superman as a beam of light of hope in a world that is already so full of it? They then go on to compare this to Man of Steel, obviously, and say that it doesn't need to be on the level of Man of Steel. It doesn't need to be dark and brooding and evil, and Superman needs to crack a smile. That's the point of the entire character, right? But they find the world of the current DCU to be kind of, I guess, I'm trying to remember how they worded it. It's already so full of hope and so many characters. How can we expect people to genuinely look up to David Cornsweat Superman as this beam of hope when so many other characters already exist and have existed? For example, we know that some version of the JSA existed prior to Superman's existence. I know that this is a bad picture, just bear with me. And as sort of like a baseline, I think I understand where this take is coming from. But I think we need to view this in a completely different lens for a second. Superman is not like the other characters presented in the movie. For example, the Justice Gang kind of seemed like a newer thing that's just now popping up, or at least that's how it felt to me. I don't know. I don't think they outright stated that in the movie, so I could be wrong. But the world doesn't really understand what the Justice Gang is yet enough to fully trust them, and we see that when they defeat the axolotl-looking kaiju thing. Despite the fact that it took all four of them to defeat the kaiju, all the members of Metropolis rush to Superman and applaud him and thank him, because they know him and they trust him. And to look back at this version of the JSA, right? If you look at someone like Jay Garrick and who he is as a person, or what this version of Jay Garrick could be, or this version of the JSA, it is entirely possible that the world, despite the existence of metahumans and superpowered individuals, just doesn't trust them. Like, yeah, if I'm a random person who's never interacted with the Flash, I'm going to think the Flash is scary. I'm not going to trust the red rush that passes by my house every morning at 400 miles an hour. But it's clear that Superman is different. Superman has interacted with the people of Metropolis, not even as Clark Kent, but as Superman. The people of Metropolis, and I guess Earth to a certain level, know Superman on a personal level, which is why they can trust him more so than they can say for any other heroes, like Green Lantern, like Mr. Terrific, like Hawkwoman, you know? Maybe it was Hawkgirl, I forgot, I don't know. It's also important to know that trust comes from the fact that Superman is, at this point, the most powerful metahuman that's ever existed. They outright say in the beginning of the movie, up until the Hammer of Baravia, which is like right at the start, he has never lost a fight. Of course they're going to look to him as a beam of hope because so far, he's going like 100-0. And they all know the guy. He's a dope dude. Whereas they don't know Guy Gardner like that. They don't know Mr. Terrific like that. So I don't think it's outrageous to say that this version of the DCU could look up to Superman as a beam of light. That yes, other heroes do exist, but something about Superman is different.